Good morning, students of class 9. We'll come back to the online classes now. We'll do geography today, and we are doing physical features of India. We have finished Himalayan region. We have finished also northern plains, and the next one we are talking about peninsular plateau region, and the physiographic of peninsular plateau or region has been divided into two parts: the Malwa plateau, which we have already studied. Now we'll talk about the Deccan plateau. Towards the south of Narmada river there is a Satpura range, and from Satpura range starts the Deccan plateau. So now we'll go through these 6-7 small points are there. The Peninsular Plateau, which has been divided into two parts: Malwa Plateau, Central Highlands, and Deccan Plateau. As I have already told you that Malwa Plateau is called the Central Highlands, and Deccan Plateau starts from towards the south of Satpura range. And in between Satpura range and Vindhya range there is a fault. Narmada and Tapi river flows towards the west, Arabian Sea. Now we'll talk about Deccan Plateau. The Deccan Plateau is higher in the west, towards Mumbai side, Goa, Mumbai side, that is west. Deccan Plateau is higher in the west and slopes gently towards the east, towards Chennai, towards Madras, Bangalore, and slopes gently means gradually, eastward. That's why the slope is towards the east. That's why most of the South Indian rivers, they flow towards the eastern side and enter Bay of Bengal. Only two rivers in the Deccan Plateau flows towards the west. That is, they flow towards the west, towards Arabian Sea, and these two rivers, they lie in the fault region. That fault is between Vindhya range and Satpura range, and these two rivers are Narmada and Tapi. Its extension can be seen in Assam. You can see, we have already discussed now. Deccan Plateau, some portion of Deccan Plateau has been seen in Assam, that is in Meghalaya. Garo, Khasi and Janita hills we have talked about in Central Highlands during that period. So the Deccan Plateau is gradually sloping towards the east, and it has gone down under the ground and it has come up in Assam, that is in Meghalaya. So that is called depression. It can be seen in Assam, that is in Meghalaya. Garo, Janita and Khasi hills, they are part of the Deccan Plateau, but it is not seen in between because due to depression. The plateau has gone down under the ground and it has come up in Assam, that is in Meghalaya. So it is separated by a fault. That's called a fault, depression. The low lying area is called a fault. That is called depression. From Chotanagpur Plateau. From Chotanagpur Plateau, the plateau region, the plateau has gone underground and emerged in Assam. From Chotanagpur Plateau and rises in Assam, and it comes up above the ground in Assam. Now we'll talk about Western Ghat now. Western Ghat is parallel means side by side. You know what parallel is. Western Ghat is parallel to the western coast, sea coast. Along the sea coast there is Western Ghat. They are continuous. They are continuous without a break. They are continuous. They are continuous without a break. They can be crossed through passes only. In between there are certain passes. You can cross the Western Ghat through passes only. They are continuous without a break. Only small passes are there in between. The average height of the Western Ghat is 900 meter to 1600 meter. Average height of the hills of the plateau region. The average height is from 900. Some hills are 900 meters above the sea level, and some are 1600 meters. From 900 to 1600 meters. The hill, the height of the hill. Number 5. But the average height of Eastern Ghat is 600 meter only. This shows that Eastern Ghat is lower. The hills in the Eastern Ghat is lower, not very high, because the slope is there. So that means Western Ghat is higher than the Eastern Ghats. The Eastern Ghat are discontinuous. Discontinuous means there is a break. There are river basins, flat river beds, flooded river basins. It is separated by or cut through by big rivers such as Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri. So the Eastern Ghats are discontinuous. It is not continuous. There is a break in between. Discontinuous and cut through by big rivers. The name of the rivers I have already told you: Krishna, Kaveri, Godavari. By big rivers draining into Bay of Bengal. These rivers, they drain into Bay of Bengal. It means they flow towards the eastern side and enter Bay of Bengal, because due to the slope of the Deccan Plateau, due to the slope of the plateau region. So Western Ghat face the rain bearing cloud. During monsoon, the monsoon, southwest monsoon, the clouds, rain bearing clouds, they enter India through Western Ghat, and towards the western part of the Western Ghat, rain falls, heavy rain falls towards the western side, and towards the eastern side of the Western Ghat, that is a rain shadow area. That's a leeward and windward. So windward areas, they face the Western Ghat that faces the windward side, they receive heavy rainfall during monsoon. But the leeward side, or you can say the rain shadow area, they have less rainfalls. So Western Ghats face the rain bearing clouds of the monsoon that enter India from southwest. So more are there. In our next class we will talk about this. So that's all for today. You go through the online portal every day. Don't miss the classes. And I hope you are studying regularly at home. Don't waste your time. So that's all for today. We'll meet in the next class and continue our lesson in geography. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching the video. Stay safe.